A pleasure to meet y'all at last. And so right now what I'm going to say is that today it is October 9th, and that I want to thank you guys so much for probably being a little more patient than usual, but now I'm ultimately coming back with a large load of episodes, to say the least. So first off, I'm basically going to talk about one idea I feel like I should have talked about a long time ago, probably when I first started Nerf Secret Revealed, because we already do know about how many different blaster lineups and franchises have gone since the start of this very decade itself. Since 2012, we have actually figured that the N-Strike lineup would be gone in favor of having the N-Strike Elite lineup take over for good. So in the marketplace by 2013 was when N-Strike Elite started really piling up on the shelves. It was becoming a matter of absolute popularity. But I still feel that the Nerf Secret Revealed series should have gone a little more than just beyond that part, but N-Strike itself had become a really big sensation for several years. Since 2006, we've really seen tons come around. But by 2012, they pretty much just got sidetracked by the N-Strike Elite lineup. But after the N-Strike Elite lineup came into the marketplace, other lineups were starting to pile in. The Zombie Strike lineup came in, the Mega lineup came in, the Rebel lineup came in, as well as lots of other lineups that eventually stuck around for a while from now here. And it's just been absolutely crazy to see that everything has been changing lately. Within just years, we have actually gotten ourselves a huge amount of lineups to come around. But of course, some lineups out there have actually become discontinued. And when I'm saying that they're being discontinued, I'm mainly referring to the fact that these lineups out there are not existent anymore. There's plenty of lineups out there that have already been gone, including the Elite lineup, the N-Strike lineup, and a couple other lineups out there. It's still unclear if the Alien Menace, which is something that we haven't seen for a couple of years, is also going to be gone soon. But whether or not that it is, I sure feel like it should have been something that stuck around for a long time, because it had only been around for a couple of years. And seeing that it's no longer something that's very active at the moment, it's really unclear by now if other lineups are going to be gone too. The AccuStrike lineup and the Doomland lineup, of course, lineups of any of those types, they are all probably struggling in power here. But they all equally have their products that come along every single year. For example, in 2019 alone, we have managed to get Elite XD blasters, Mega blasters, Zombie Strike blasters, and a few other lineups to join on in. Doomlands, however, just like with some others out there, like the Impact Zone lineup, the Alien Menace lineup, and the original Elite lineup, it's still unclear whether or not they are actually going to be gone or so. But whatever happens here, these lineups, of course, they've always held their own in the spotlight for some time. But eventually it is going to have to be decided by Hasbro themselves whether or not these lineups should stay or go. Of course, many lineups out there have already gone, but it's just a matter of competition, really, to see whether or not these lineups are still worthy of continuing to run within the Nerf brand itself. Now, of course, Hasbro itself has already made sure that lots of blasters out there have gotten themselves their possession of fame and other aspects that can lead up to this point, but it's really not really by our standards that can allow these blasters to flourish within the likes of our decents. And I do feel that these blasters themselves, even though I have actually gotten a lot of these blasters from each of these lineups, I still can't really be sure exactly how these blasters are still going to be super popular. They might become very big collector's items. They might have a lot of, well, prices to go on eBay or others out there. Inventory liquidators and modern day consumers would really feel like at one point in the future, many of these items here from Hasbro themselves would really become a big collector's item. anything out there that would be considered rare, anybody out there would want to get their hands on it. And so, I mean, blasters that have been in a discontinued state for more than a few years now, especially with end strike blasters and a lot of vintage ones, we still feel like that they still are some very valuable collector's items, especially given the fact that there's only so many of them available in the marketplace. The rarity of them depends on how many of them were produced and how many of them have been sold already. But of course, they can always get resold online or locally, depending on how well they are. Their condition, their quality, their maintenance, their upkeep in a way, it pretty much all depends. But just coming back here to the present though, to talk about how blasters themselves are still going to hold their own today in the marketplace. Who knows just how long they're going to stick around for. I know I've seen plenty of blasters out there that have stuck around for more than a few years, but that's just mainly in most Main Street marketplaces like Walmart, Target, or other places out there. Even though some of them have shut down, like Toys R Us. But it's still kind of anyone's guess as to what will happen to any of these blasters later on. They might end up selling really good on eBay, they might end up getting, well, reviewed badly by some critics. It's really anyone's guess. Anyone's guess at all. So I do feel that whatever blaster out there ends up having their share within a collector's hands, or anyone who's a big fan of Nerf, it's probably, well, their decision. But as for my supposed support towards these blasters, I do feel that it's just a big timetable here that I gotta focus on. And so, an episode like this, I feel like it gets longer than this, but it's still gonna be a little while longer to really complete this whole thing here. That is actually why I'm uploading only one of them a day from this point on. I've got 10 whole ideas in total that I'm going to be sharing for this part of Nerf Secret Revealed itself. Eventually I'm going to continue going on after that, but of course with those 3 redacted episodes that I uploaded back on the 5th of October, it was still, you know, quite a good decision I ended up making there. Considering how a lot of those episodes out there have not actually done pretty well out there, I'm really, you know, not feeling that they should be out there, but redacting them would certainly be better than leaving the old ones out there untouched. And now I might as well just go ahead and move on, because there's going to be a lot of subjects out there to come by or go by. And so if you want to see more go down on my channel, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.